Silverback Distillery in Afton, Virginia.
So I'd like to say I think I'm the shortest candidate in the Virginia government history. So 5'7", but I pack a lot here. Thanks for having me. I'm Riggleman. I'm running for governor. I'm pretty new. So I want to say, with all that bio, here's what I sort of did. I did counterterrorism. So when you look at all that, in one fell swoop. So I was pretty fortunate that when 9/11 happened, I actually mission planned the first bombing run to Afghanistan on October 2nd, 2001. Which I'm very proud of, the B-1s, the bones. And I'm pretty competitive. We actually mission planned it so the B-1 bombers would beat the B-52s, which isn't very hard, by the way. I hope there's no B-52 guys here. They're called buffs. I can't break that out what it means, but you guys can probably look it up. You're going to have some acronyms that you've never heard before. So I want to, and some things you've never heard before. So I want to sort of go over that for my acronym list for military. I'm not a politician, so I'm just going to talk to you. Number one, you're going to hear YGBSM a lot. You see it on my emails. That means you got to be shifty. So when you hear some of these things, okay, some of these things we're talking about business, that YGBSM is something you're probably going to put on there also. So I own Silverback Distillery. My background is, I got to correct somebody who was here before. I am a business owner. I was CEO of Analyst Warehouse, which did intelligence analysis support. Really what we did is we supported Special Operations Command for door kickers in Iraq and Afghanistan. We also did some technology development for aircraft so that we can see things that other people can't see. So if you ever want to talk that kind of stuff, if you have a clearance, come on over to the distillery. No, I can't do that. I'm just kidding. But sometimes if I'm drinking whiskey, I'll talk a little bit about what's going on behind closed doors. Goodness gracious, I'm probably not saying what we should quote. I served in the military in counterterrorism. In 2007, I did start my own company. 2012, I sold it. When we sold it, we celebrated. Took my wife to see some distilleries. And this was not part of the plan, but I said, you've been following me around for 25 years, it's your turn. She took care of my 3 daughters when I was overseas for 11 years. An amazing woman, and she's now the master distiller and CEO of Silverback. I'm just a pretty face in front of the company. So 2013, we built Silverback, and I want to go through a day in the life of Silverback when you come into Silverback. And I want to talk about the taxes and fees that are associated with every second that you're at my distillery. I have some pretty good insight as a business owner, thank you, Zach. I have some pretty good insight as a business owner, and that's why I wanted to correct some of the other people. I'm not just a military veteran, I'm a combat veteran. I'm also a military, a lot of experience in the military, but I'm also a business owner. So when you come into Silverback, it's beautiful. There's a sign there. It says Silverback. There's a big gorilla on it. Well, that sign, I actually had to have 3 different site plans for that sign. It cost me $5,000 just to get it approved through the site plan committee before I could put it up there. One of the differences, one of the problems we had is they said my downward-facing lights had to be 90 degrees instead of 45 degrees at an angle. So I had to pay $5,000 for that. Now, when you come in, there's some curbs there because we have to have a construction entrance by VDOT. When you come in there, you look at my curbs, they're exactly about 2.5 to 3 inches. When they did the inspection, they said it was a ½ inch too much, so they made me tear out the whole construction entrance and put another one in because the curb was a half inch too high. That's not really good. That cost me another $10,000 to $12,000. A construction entrance in New York costs $4,000. The construction entrance at Silverback, when you drive in there, costs a beautiful $85,000. So when you come in there, you're looking at the distillery like, what a pretty distillery. Isn't that nice? So when you look at the lights, again, remember the downward-facing lights were supposed to be 45 degrees, but they're 90 degrees. Do you know why I had to fight with it? Because the TTB of the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms says my lights have to be at 45 degrees, and the county says the lights have to be at 90 degrees. So what are you going to do, right? So I had to pay for more lights. It actually looks like a space station at night when you go to my distillery. You're going to find whiskey, right? You're going to find whiskey. So when you actually look at the grading of the parking lot, it has to be a specific grade. When they did my specific grade inspection on the grading, they said it was about a ½ inch off on the left-hand side. So I had to regrade it. So it took me about another $10,000 to $12,000 to regrade the entire parking lot. That's a lot of fun, by the way. By the way, with VDOT, I just want to let you know, if you've seen any footage of me running out towards the road to tackle the VDOT inspector, it's true. It's true. I actually got tackled by my operational manager, and the whole time I'm yelling, YGBSM, right? You got to be sure. So, that's right. So anyhow, when you go into the distillery and you walk in, there's some pretty amazing things when you walk into the distillery. You see all of our bottles and all the things that you have there. If you look to the right, God bless them, there's an ADA bathroom. Now, since I have a special use permit on a farm, I didn't have to have an ADA bathroom, but I was told if I did have an ADA bathroom, there would be a lawsuit immediately. So I made sure to actually do the extra $10,000 to $15,000 to put in an ADA bathroom. At that point, I did not have an ADA bathroom on the original site plan, so I was charged another $2,500 to redo the site plan on the site plan I'd already redone for the driveway and also for the downward facing lights. YGBSM, right? So when you go and you look at the bottles on the actual on the counter, this gets pretty exciting. Yes, I'm slowing down, Zach. I know this stuff pretty well. I'm sorry about that. It gets pretty exciting. Each bottle that you buy from my distillery is taxed at 54%. So what they do in the state of Virginia is ABC charges me a distributor fee for my own bottles to handle it out of my own distillery. That's right. And by the way, I tried to get that law changed. I tried to lobby for myself and went to talk to the beer distribution lobby in Richmond. I was told two things. Number one, if I tried to fight them on changing our tax structure because they don't want to have a different tax structure, the three words they used was, we're going to kick your ass. Number two, I was also told by a lobbyist that me and my family were simply collateral damage. Those things are what actually got me into this race. There's nobody out there that's collateral damage. Nobody out there. There's some candidates out here who are very direct in what they say, and they just talk about it beforehand. You're right. There was one beforehand that was not. I'm going to tell you what's going on here. Is that it's not just the regulatory issues that we have, it's the fact that there are people behind closed doors creating their own self-licking ice cream cone. Right? Their own self-licking ice cream cone. They're paying each other to wire the contracts or to wire the monies that are going behind closed doors. How do I know this? Because I was told. They said, Denver, you've got to get the right lobbyists in the right place in order to get your bills passed. So I actually tried to get into the game. I gave $1,000 here, $1,000 there. Like, wow, this is pretty expensive. $1,000 to $2,000 per person, it's going to add up. Well, when I went in to get the bill passed, one of the people told me, he said, Denver, thanks for the donation, but the beer lobby over the last 10 years gave me $265,000. You think I'm going to vote for anything that you want? That's true. What I'm telling you is true. So when you're looking out here, you're looking at all these regulatory issues. It's not just the fact that they're trying to create jobs on the government side. Not just the fact that they're trying to empire build. It's not just the fact that they just need a job. The simple fact is that people are paying to keep other people out of the competitive space. And if there's any entrepreneurs out here who know this, you damn well know that it's true. You know it's true. So if I come up here and I'm fighting corruption, that's what I'm going to do, because I think transparency is the basis of everything that we do, not only in the United States of America, but in the Commonwealth. There's no reason we're 33rd in GDP. There's no reason that we seem to be the pinnacle of mediocrity. There's no reason that say, hey, we used to be number 1, now we're 13. That's still pretty good. Are you kidding me? Why do you BS them? You've got to be shitting me if that's what we're going to do. So that's why I'm here. I'm running for that. I'm running against eminent domain. I've had my fights against dominion. If you ever want to talk about eminent domain issues and the surveyors coming on your land, I can definitely talk about that. I just heard about a farm bill that's new. What is it, by Stewart? That's up right now. But they said that people can come on your land and inspect without permission. They can inspect your farm. Yeah, that ain't happening. That's not happening. I got 50 acres out there. I grow my own wheat for my own distillery. You think I'm going to allow somebody from VDAX to come in there who's paid? Now we have taxpayers paying for something to regulate something that shouldn't be regulated. And then they're going to fine us, and then they're going to self-fund themselves with fines. That is a self-licking ice cream cone. So we got self-licking ice cream cones, we got YGBSM, right? So here's how I'm going to end it. When I was mission planning targets in Afghanistan, we had Taliban that lived in caves. We didn't know how to get them out. We had no idea. So we come up with a plan that I thought was pretty brilliant. We said, we're just going to bury them. So we did. We buried them. You know why we buried them also? We had run out of fused weapons. But I'll talk about it another time. We just had to hit them with a lot of stuff in the case. So what happened was when you bury bad people, other people come to get them. So what we did was we buried them. We didn't want to kill them. This might be too blunt. If there's any young people, they might want to leave. But so we buried them, and what we did is we waited for the other Taliban to come bury them out, to come dig them out, and we hit them again. So once we hit them again, you know what happened? They came to bury those guys out. So we hit them again. There's cave dwellers out there, and I've said it before. To hit them is blunt force trauma, right? That's how you have to change things. But just like vampires, you got to drag them into the sunlight to get them, and that's what we did. We forced them to come into the sunlight. So I don't even want to ask for votes. I want to ask you guys to look at your legislators and your delegates and say, who in the heck out there is actually fighting for you, and who's doing these things that actually allow for a level playing field? There's no reason we should be running uphill wearing mock gear. You know what mock gear is? The chemical gear where you're sucking water through a tube and it feels like you're sucking on rubber, and you gain 700 pounds, or sweat coming off of you. All we're doing is running uphill with chemical gear. Let's stop that. There's no reason to do it. So I'm down for Riggleman. There's a lot of good people here. There's a lot of good people that have spoken before me. But there is another business owner in the race. I promise you that. And there is another military veteran who's actually had a couple of nice bombing runs into Afghanistan under his belt. But there's also somebody who appreciates people. They want a level playing field. They want transparency. They don't want corruption. What I ask you when you're looking at your delegates or you're looking at your state senators or the people you're voting for, are they making you say YGBSM? And if they are, maybe it's time for them to go. Thank you. I'm Denver Riggleman.